Hey guys, your humble host. So real quick, I'm going to be reviewing a cartoon. There's a couple reasons why I'm doing this. First and foremost, one of my subscriptions, MrRepzion, he put out his own review of this cartoon the other day and is now being threatened with a defamation lawsuit by, I think it's called Bullshit Media, and they're the ones who produced the cartoon, and they've been going MrRepzion and the Faith Kids have been going back and forth on Twitter. I have grabbed MrRepzion's video, and I has also grabbed a copy of the cease and desist letter that MrRepzion got. Now, another person, in response to MrRepzion getting this threat, Suit Yourself has made a review of this cartoon episode as well, and I will be putting both links in the description. Now, if MrRepzion's video disappears, gets taken down, I will be mirroring his video on my channel just to get it out there, so he's encouraging everyone to grab this video before it disappears. Now, let's move on with the cartoon. Because I don't want to go through the entire thing again, as I'm sure you guys have seen Suit Yourself's video and MrRepzion's, there's a couple things I wanted to point out in this cartoon that I had some issues with it myself. So with that being said, let's get on with it.
Well, hello there, Fave Kids! The word Fave Kids certainly has a good ring to it, doesn't it?
Not really, and this, if you guys watch any Christian media or a lot of it, you'll notice how generic their stuff is and how cool and in touch with the popular media that Christian media tries to be. Big Idea does this. Focus on the Family does this with Adventures in Odyssey. They remade it, and they made Eugene emo. So no, a lot of this is actually rather cringy, and just the thing that really bothers me about Christian media is a lot of it is really low quality, especially when it comes to the CGI. I don't know if they can't get a hold of proper animators. I don't know what it is, but it really sucks.
How many of you know that although we are Fave Kids, there's still much to learn so that we can continue to grow in our faith? The Bible says in Proverbs 3 and 5, trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do and everywhere you go. He's the one who will keep you on track.
Okay, so let's actually look at the verse with its original wording, or rather, older wording than the way that they interpret it, and it's Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. So, as you see throughout this cartoon, as it's implied for children not to think for themselves, which is actually very dangerous. Now, I can see the argument on both ends of the spectrum. I really can. My personal stance is that growing up in a Christian household, it is the job of the parents to lead them towards God, as it says so in the Bible, but it is up to the child whether or not they believe and follow God. The parents cannot make the child do so. And telling a child that they cannot think for themselves is wrong, or questioning anything is wrong. Now, the wording that the Faith Kid superhero whatever had is a little bit misleading. Keeping you on track implies that you're already reaching a goal and that you shouldn't stray from that goal. The wording that we see here, in all your ways acknowledge Him and He will make your path straight, implies something different. What that is saying is when we trust God, He will open pathways. He will lead us down pathways. Now, that's not saying that we can't think for ourselves, because as adults, anybody who's adulting right now can clearly see there's a lot of stuff we have to figure out on our own. God talks about in the Bible to fill ourselves with knowledge and to do things for ourselves. And as we go through the episode, you're going to see that it's implied differently. Let's continue on. I'm going to skip ahead. I wanted to focus on the wording of that verse. The next scene, all it is it introduces our protagonist, and you have one girl that already decides that she wants to be a vet because her brother talks about the college that he's going to and how great it is. You have the other girl that is excited for high school, and you have an over-dramatization of excitement, which is really cringy. And then you have our main protagonist, which has no idea what she wants to be and is kind of troubled about it. So with that being said, I'm going to skip ahead because, like I said, I don't want to be here like all day and I have to go to work. Okay, let's start right here.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. I hoped everyone enjoyed their summer vacation. I thought it might be different that instead of having you to write about what you did this summer, you write an essay on what I want to be when I grow up.
Whoa, let's not. That's totally lame.
Silence, please.
Like I said, over-dramatization of emotions, and that's another thing that I really don't like about Christian media, and it kind of shows us here, is how out of touch they are with actual teenagers. Something I've noticed about with Christian media is they try to spoof everything that is popular. Big Idea is notorious for this. And for those of you who do not know what Big Idea is, it's the makers of VeggieTales, 321 Penguins. I can't remember what else they have, but VeggieTales is a really, really big one. But yeah, like I said, out of touch.
You are all bright students. And getting older. I want you to start thinking about things, so take out your notebooks and get started.
Okay, so I'm going to skip this. Pretty much what this scene is going to show is that she sits there the entire time completely clueless about what she wants to do, and it's during the entire class period, and the teacher pretty much tells them, hey, take this assignment home if you haven't finished it, and bring it back to present into class tomorrow. And it has this weird cringy montage. Okay.
To submit tomorrow.
Hey, Caitlin, what's wrong?
I have this dumb English assignment where I have to write about what I want to be when I grow up. It's just dumb because I'm not really sure.
That's okay, Caitlin. Are you forgetting already what Pastor Larry just talked about on Sunday?
Oh,
Remember Proverbs 3 and 5? Trust in the Lord with all of your heart, and do not depend on your own understanding.
yeah.
Okay, you guys are twisting that. Yes, you don't have to have everything figured out when you're younger. And yes, God will open up doors and He'll lead you down the path that you are meant to go. But it is still up to us to figure out and actually do the legwork. What the other Faith Kids superhero implies, or is getting ready to imply, is actually quite dangerous and rather brainwashing. Or doctrinating. Sorry, wrong word.
I shouldn't try to figure things out on my own.
See, there, okay. So, I know I cut it off, but this is going to be a very, very important point, because yes, to an extent, kids need to figure out things on their own. Kids, when you enter middle school to high school and even into college, you have to learn how to figure things out, because there's problems and other things that, no, God's not going to tell you everything. No, the Bible doesn't have all the answers to what college to pick out, things like that. So, no, you do have to figure those things out. Yes, it's good to pray about them, but you still have to do the legwork. You still have to figure things out. You still have to decide for yourself, and whether or not God opens that door, fine, but you still have to figure it out. You'll see what I mean here when I say quatch.
But I should trust God?
Exactly. That applies to everything in our life. You can trust God that He has already figured out what He wants you to be and do in your life.
True enough.
So I don't have to pick the college I'm going to now, or pick a career, or know the meaning of life?
Oh gosh, no.
Okay, there. This is what is bugging everybody. This bit right here. Yes, you need to pick out a career or think about what you want to do with your life. No, you don't need a... I don't even know why they threw that in there. Nobody knows what the meaning of life is. That was way over the top. And as far as picking out a college, when you're in middle school, no, you can snoop around. That's when you kind of start to get an idea of that stuff. It's like what college has what, and high school really kind of pounds that in. But no. This is the problem. Pretty much what she's stating, oh no, you don't need to figure out anything for yourself. You don't need to do anything. God will tell you it all. And yes, God does reveal stuff to us if we listen, but we still, like I said, need to think for ourselves. We still need to do the legwork. This right here is indoctrinated, and this is what a lot of people have, or the problems a lot of people have with Christians, with Christian media, and that is why sometimes it's implied that, oh, well, I don't have to do anything because God will take care of it. No, even God says that we have to do things for ourselves. Meaning, part of that is figuring out things for ourselves. And yes, we are leaning on His own understanding. That means reading and studying His Word and applying it, but we still have to figure out and discern how to do that. He will guide us if we let Him, but we still have to figure it out to an extent. You still have to do stuff for yourself. Thinking for yourself implies doing something for yourself. I'm a Christian because I know, watching MrRepzion's video, he implied, well, if you're a Christian, you can't think for yourself. And that is bullshit, because I grew up in a Christian house. I am a Christian, struggling Christian, but I still think for myself. I question a lot of stuff. And it's important to, and I've learned and understand a lot because of it. But I'm still a Christian, and I can still question stuff. The two go hand in hand, even more so. But side tangent. But like I said, this is the big issue that everybody has with this cartoon. This is what people have problems with the Christian media. And you know what? I do agree. It is so out of touch and throws so much stuff to the wind and just eludes certain truths. It does become indoctrinating, and it does become brainwashing. It really does. I don't think there's anything more to the cartoon. Let me play it and see.
You just have to ask God, and He will begin to tell you. It may not be all at once, but if you put your trust in Him, He will direct you and keep you on the right track.
Phew! Thanks, Samantha, for reminding me.
Okay, so yes, God will reveal stuff, but not all at once. But there are times where God is completely silent on stuff, and that's something that I really struggle with my own walk, because I still don't know what I'm doing. I've tried to go to college quite a few times, and only to have the door closed, either because a situation rose up or something else. But once again, I'm still having to figure stuff out. Payments, bills, what I want to do with my time, job-wise, job advancement. There's a lot of stuff that I still have to think for myself, and it's part of being an adult. It's a part of growing up. So what they're implying right now is very, very dangerous and very much of a hive mind, which is not okay, not in any sense. I'm for, when it comes to Christianity and the Bible and following God, yes, I am for a common goal. I am for agreeing upon one interpretation of the Bible, which I do believe that there is, but having a hive mind where nobody questions anything, nobody asks anything, nobody kind of like mulls around with what's being said, I have problems with. I have problems not doing it. And I actually have seen one of the old churches that I used to go to actually has a hive mind and acts very cultish. And from what I've been told, because I haven't been there in so many years, but from what I've been told, the last time I spoke with a couple people who still go there, is if you ask questions, you are asked to leave. I shit you not. That is very dangerous, and it's part of the reason why I don't like going to churches. I don't. Anyway, let's finish this up. I gotta go soon.
Feel much better now.
No problem. That's why I'm here.
Okay, so it just shows her finishing the assignment, turning it into the teacher. Her friends realizing, hey, I don't have everything figured out, this is harder than it looks, and her telling her friend, oh, hey, you don't have to have everything figured out, blah, 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 blah. So I want to get to the ending here. Go away.
I'll tell you later.
Wow, did you see that? Have you ever experienced what Caitlin did? Have you ever been unsure and maybe afraid about your life and what God wants you to do or be?
Your robotic movements are freaking me
just
out.
like Caitlin learned, we can trust God instead of trying to figure out things on our own. And we can...
But you guys are twisting that. There's still stuff that we have to figure it out, and God will tell you yes or no. You guys are not giving enough information. I freaking hate Christian media.
trust God that He can reveal things to us and lead us in the ways that we should go.
Yes, exactly. Lead us in the way that we're supposed to go. But we still have to figure it out. We still have to discern it. That's part of figuring out. That's part of thinking for ourselves. Dude, way too vague.
We should never be afraid. God has plans for each and every one of our lives, according to...
Okay, so I'm going to cut it off here because I'm short on time. Pretty much what this kid or superhero does is he tells you that Jesus loves you and that he tries to lead the audience in accept Jesus into your heart prayer, which there's nothing wrong with, but it's something that they throw at the end of the episode. But anyway, those are my 2 cents on the show. For me, personally, like I stated, I cannot stand 95% of Christian media. It's out of touch. When I was growing up in a Christian household, my parents didn't push a lot of Christian media onto us, thank God. I mean, yeah, I had Christian bands and musicians and things like that I listened to and watched, and yes, I grew up with VeggieTales, but it wasn't like shoved in our faces. We were allowed other media and allowed other perspectives, and we were allowed to ask questions for the most part, and so I actually got a sense of the real world growing up in a Christian house. But this stuff is so out of touch, and to me, it's just weird. It really is weird. But once again, part of the reason why I did this is because MrRepzion is getting threatened with a lawsuit, and that caused another big YouTuber by the name of Suit Yourself to do a review. So I'm like, you know what? How about we all do one? Make it freakishly hard for these guys to nab all the videos. And no, if you guys do stumble upon this video too, critiquing an episode, giving your opinion on something, it's not defamation. No one's embarrassing your company, no one is going after your company or attacking. We're all giving our opinions. I'm a Christian, by the way, and this is a little indoctrinating. You guys completely elude certain things out on purpose and are way too vague, and you guys did twist Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 through 6 a little bit, and you made it sound a little bit different. You guys don't go into enough detail. There's too much information that you guys left out on purpose, and that is very manipulative. Just like with what Girl defined it, and I find it completely crap that a lot of you guys do this. Anyway, back to my audience. I will post, once again, the link to MrRepzion's video, Suit Yourself's video, in the description. So go grab MrRepzion's video, because once again, if that disappears, I will be mirroring it on my channel, with his permission, of course. So I will do that if he wants me to. But with that being said, I'm going to take off. You guys have a good day, and I will continue to monitor the situation. I'm a smaller channel, so that there's not much I can do except for retweet and mirror the video if it happens to be copyrighted and struck down. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.